I am so happy now that I can say that Parental Guidance is not the last 2012 movie that I saw in 2012. It's such a refreshing feeling right now. Hitchcock is a film that came out a few months ago, and it's got a very small release, and it is now December 31st, 2012, the last day of the year. And even though I'm going to be seeing 2012 movies in the next couple weeks before I come up with my best of list, I was glad I got a chance to see a movie on the very last day of the year. And I'm really happy to say that it was the movie Hitchcock, which stars Anthony Hopkins, Helen Mirren, Scarlett Johansson, Toni Collette, and an actor that we don't get to see much anymore. He was an actor that was in a lot of movies in the 80s and 90s. His name is Michael Wincote. I mean, most people might know him as the villain in the movie The Crow. And also he's a movie that I really enjoy called Strange Days. He's always known for playing the villain in most of those movies. And so he plays Ed Gein, and he's kind of in the mind of Alfred Hitchcock, played by the great Sir Anthony Michael Hall. The great Sir Anthony Hopkins. And this film centers around the making of Psycho, which in my opinion, and probably the opinions of a lot of horror fans, to be the greatest horror film ever made. Going into this movie, I had an idea of what I was about to see. We all know that Hitchcock was a director and that he made lots of amazing films, and that was probably his most notorious film that he ever made, especially around a time where movies like that were never made and never experienced by a mainstream audience. So I knew that going in, so there was really no surprises for that reason. And the fact that in the beginning it didn't really say this is based on a true story, even though we know all those things, so they can definitely take liberties with this story. I don't know how true a lot of the stuff that was happened, but on an entertaining level, this is a truly great film. This is a film that is memorable, has characters that you like, you care about. The acting is tremendous. Anthony Hopkins gives it a performance that will give him an Oscar nomination this year. And the makeup, which I found out near the end, done by Greg Nicotero, deserves to win for best makeup, in my opinion. I just don't know if I've seen makeup as good as I saw it in this film. He made me feel like we were watching Alfred Hitchcock at work. And that's what I really liked about this movie, is that the fact that it is a film about movie making. And some of the great films about movie making, like Ed Wood and The Player, just really take you into this world, into this ridiculous world of filmmaking and what it takes to really make movies. Even some of the worst films to some of the greatest films ever made. So that was so cool and unique. I love the filmmaking process, and I've had the chance to be a part of a lot of small projects, but there is so much work that goes into making a movie. And I like the fact that all the work that Mr. Hitchcock had to go through to make this movie. And even though we knew the outcome and how this movie has gone on to be one of the greatest movies ever made, the filmmakers of this film made it feel like, oh no, I mean, there could be that question of like, is this movie going to be an incredible film or not? Is this movie going to be successful or not? I felt that the relationship between Helen and Anthony was true. I believed that they were a couple. All the acting in this film is really, really good. And I really enjoy this movie, especially with the fact that I just love behind the scenes. And I love movies that show all that stuff. And this movie is one of the great movies of 2012 and one of the most entertaining films of the year. I mean, there's so much humor. I was laughing and really interested and captivated by, I was never bored while watching this movie. There was not a boring moment in this entire film. And I hope that, now that it's going to be award season pretty soon and all the nominations are going to come out, I hope this movie doesn't get overshadowed, especially in the acting department and in the makeup department. I think those truly deserve to be nominated for Oscars. It's really cool. This is a very entertaining film, and I highly recommend. You might not get a chance to see it in the theater, but when it comes out on DVD, I highly recommend you rent it and watch it. I'm definitely going to own it one day. It's just a really well put together character study of a once great director. And to me, he'll always be a great director. And there's a lot of movies that I haven't seen from Alfred Hitchcock, and I'm looking forward to checking out them one day. So I'm even going to do a review in February for Rebecca for the Best Picture project on We Live Film. So I'm looking forward to 1940s Best Picture Rebecca. I'm going to give Hitchcock 3.5 stars. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm also on Twitter and Facebook. And please go to WeLiveFilm.com and subscribe right here on YouTube to We Live Film. And also go to YouTube MovieManCHAD.com.
It's a tough beat, but somebody's got it.
The ending to this film, that little bit of ending when he talks to the camera, it was awesome. Check this movie out and you'll see what I'm talking about later.